This conference will now be recorded.
My primary roles and responsibility is to deploy SCCM in organization. I normally work as as an architect, wherein I deploy SCCM from scratch, and then I move on to the next project. So it's been 5 years ever since I started this SCCM training. I am an IT graduate. I have completed graduation from Mumbai University, and later on I started working as system administrator. So that's about me. I would like you guys to introduce yourself, your IT experience, and what is the expectation out of this training, starting from Jaswinder.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Jaswinder and I have all of 12 years of experience into IT. Currently, I am based in Gurgaon working with an MNC as a project manager, and I am looking for overall experience to have a good understanding of SCCM so that I can get it implemented in my new project that is coming up in India.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. Thanks. Alekhya.
Hello all, this is Alekhya, and I basically joined this course to get further knowledge in SCM because I just have like 4 years experience. I used to work for Cognizant as a desktop engineer in desktop engineering department. So basically all the 4 years that I've worked for is in SCM 2012 tool, where I used to be responsible for software distribution and application deployment. And I have a gap of like 2 years. Like right now, I'm in USA. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So right now, I've come for doing my masters in US, and once my masters are done, I just want to, continue in the same field.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm basically expecting is, I thought if it is like SCM 2016, because I don't have any experience in SCM 2016. So if I get a deeper knowledge in SCM 2016 and entire architecture, it would be helpful for me to, search jobs in the same field.
Right. So if you see on my screen, it is SCM 1606. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
we are doing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just joined, so I
Okay.
kind of like connecting from
Okay.
mobile. So
Okay, no worries. So
yeah.
you started your career as application packager, right?
Not as a packager, because we used to have a separate packaging department who used to kind of make the packages and give it to us. So we used to test it in a test environment and directly
Mm.
push those packages through SCM 2012 to the like target computers.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood. So
Yeah.
basically, you already have application and software distribution knowledge in SCCM, but you wanna deep dive and get get more exposure and understanding how SCCM works in the back end, the architecture,
Yes.
and in and out the administration part of SCCM, right?
Yeah, the entire setup right from the scratch. If I am like tomorrow, if I get if I be a part of an implementation team of a SCM
Mm-hmm.
2016 or something. So the main expectation that I have from this entire course is that I get a hands-on on what exactly happens in the entire implementation part, and like the architecture, the setup of the 2016, and then you know
Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay, understood. Yeah, we are actually starting from scratch. We will have nothing. before we start, we will build the server. We will have the domain controller joining all the computers to the domain. So it's from beginning with all the prerequisite, the architecture, how the architecture is defined, why we need those things, and all. So right from
Uh,
the start.
okay, so like, will I have a lab experience? Like, I kind of installed the
Yes.
SCCM server and everything on my computer live along with you, and then kind of work on
Yes.
it. Okay,
Yes.
okay, yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Joy.
Hey, hey, Kashif, how are you? Hey, my name is Kuriachan Joy. I'm actually from Texas. I'm actually a SCCM administrator for a chemical company here. I work in the corporate office here. We're actually using version 1806. I have known Kashif for a while. I took this class before. I also know 302. I really enjoyed the class last time, so I'm actually taking classes for Admin Studios for packaging and Wise too. Um, and a little bit of AppV. So I'm trying to become a desktop architect a little bit more. I want to polish my knowledge a little bit more into the architect side of SCCM. So that's why I decided to take another class with the Kashif. So yep, I think yep, that's about it. Any questions? Let me know.
Okay. Thank you, Joy. Mohan.
Yeah, hi Kashif. This is Mohan from Kolkata. I'm working in IT company from last 6+ years, and I'm responsible for manage all NL customers, some of the NL customers, in regards to patch management, like from A to Z, from deployment part, from different kind of tools, TAM, WSUS, and recently we have SCCM. I have a knowledge, little bit of knowledge in regards to deployment part, but not very fast. So I'm here to, some gain some extra something which I don't know. So for my future enhancement.
Okay. So basically, you already have a few knowledge on SCCM, but you want to deep dive and get the in-depth knowledge, right?
Yes, right.
Very good. Pradeep.
Uh, my name is Pradeep, and I'm already working with two of System Center products, that is DPM and VMM. And in my company, I provide technical assistance to Microsoft clients for DPM and VMM. And I've been working for these products for 2.5 years. And over the period of time, I realized that SCCM is like is a core component of it's a system center built, and that's why I want to expand my horizon, and that's why I'm looking forward to join this course. And what my expectations are not to learn the basics. I want to go for from basics to intermediate level also, or if it is possible, I want to go for advanced level also. And moreover, I want to learn the troubleshooting part of the SCCM. That's my expectation with this course.
Yeah. Thank you. Basically, it is from basic to advanced, and
Okay,
the troubleshooting as well, the client side troubleshooting as well as the server side troubleshooting, both will be covered.
very good. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yogesh.
Myself, Yogesh. I have currently I'm working as a system administrator since 3 years. So from this course, I'm learning from basic how our company is planning to implement a SCCM in next 2 months. So that's it.
Okay, so you wanna keep yourself ready before the deployment comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for the introduction and expectation. I understood the requirement and what is the expectation you guys have. So let me take you to my screen and show you what all. So today what we are going to do is we are just giving you the overview of the training, how the training will be conducted, what all things will be covered in the training, or how we are going to set up our lab. That's the overview session. And from tomorrow onwards, we will have the full-fledged training started. So first of all, I would like to take you through the course content. Okay, so in Sccm, there are, if you guys can see my screen, there are 14 modules. Okay, but these 14 modules are covered, plus some extra modules are also covered, so which I have not mentioned here, like adding secondary site, adding a distribution point. So first of all, we will talk about why Sccm is required and what is the benefit of Sccm, then what all things Sccm can do, what all sites are available in Sccm. Then we'll discuss about how we can deploy Sccm primary site, and then we will do a deployment of Sccm primary site on our lab environment. We will set up a lab with the Sccm database and domain controller plus one client computer. Then we will discover all our resources in Sccm and start deploying the client to those devices. Okay. Then inventory and software metering, queries, default query and default report, plus custom querying and custom reports. So in this, I'll be taking you to the database and joining a couple of tables, combining them, and then we'll work on the custom report, how the custom report is done through SSRS report builder. Then we'll be discussing about application deployment, how we can deploy application, and with a couple of methods like application through application model and through package model. Also, we will see the logs and monitoring, troubleshooting, how we can find out whether application is deployed properly or if there is any error message. Then patching, we'll be discussing on patching and deploy the patches to the target devices. Then logs and troubleshooting things. Then operating system deployment, endpoint protection for antivirus, compliance, mobile device management through Microsoft Intune. Intune is a new product from Microsoft, wherein you can manage mobile devices through Intune. So I'll be integrating Intune in Sccm, and I'll show you how to manage the mobile devices. Then power management, remote control, then complete disaster and recovery, how you can how you recover Sccm if something goes wrong using backup file. So we'll be deleting all the servers and rebuilding using, we'll restore Sccm back using the backup file. So these are the modules. Apart from this, I'll be taking you to a couple of things which I have not mentioned here, like how to add a secondary site, how to add distribution point, right? How to deploy operating system in multiple methods. So those are the things, and everything is going to be practical. So you all have to set up your lab, and I'll be giving assignments, and the after the session, you should get the assignment, and you must complete those assignment before the next session comes in. So I have the day-wise plan. So what all things will be covered in day to day? Okay, what all things? So it is going to take somewhere around if you calculate, so it's total 18 to 20 days training. But if you calculate the Saturday and Sunday, so it goes somewhere around 25 days. So let me take you to the overview of SCCM. So Microsoft System Center Config Manager is a Microsoft product. It's a enterprise management solution provided by Microsoft. Basically, using this product, you can manage the devices, be it server, laptop, desktop, or mobile devices. You can manage all those devices through SCCM. Now, the historical details of SCCM, when it was started. So it actually started in 1994, and previously it used to be called as SMS, System Management Server. SMS 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, these were the earlier release from Microsoft, and later on Microsoft released SMS 2003 with multiple versions after that. So from 2007 onwards, Microsoft stopped taking SMS as naming convention. They started calling it as System Center Config Manager. System Center is a product, and Config Manager is a family in System Center is a family as an umbrella. Inside that umbrella, Config Manager is one of the products inside it. So it started in 2007, SCCM. Previously it was SMS, but from 2007 Microsoft started calling it as SCCM. After 2007, we had multiple releases like SP1, SP2, R2. Then in the year 2012, Microsoft released 2012 with multiple versions after that. Then Microsoft changed the naming convention again. They stopped using this term SP1, SP2. They said, we will be releasing SCCM every thrice a year. Every year it will have 3 versions, and the name will be on years and month. So the first one was released on November 2015. That's the reason it is 1511. Then 1602, 1606, and 1610. These are the versions released in the year 2016. February, June, and October. Similarly, in the year 2017, these are the versions released: 1702, 1706, and 10. Then SCCM 2000 in the year 2018, 1802 is released, and also 1806 is released. 1806 I have not mentioned here because this PPT is a little outdated. So 1806 is the current branch that is released in year 2018, June 2018. So it started in 1994, and now it is in the year 2018 June, it is now 1806. So that's the historical background of SCCM, where it was started and where we are now. Certification. So in case if you would like to go for the certification after the training, you have this exam code 70-703. Microsoft is conducting this exam, and you will have to spend $160 if you are in different countries. Apart from, if you're in India, you will have to spend 4,800 rupees. If not in India, then $160. And after taking this exam, you get MCTS, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. will have to score at least 700 to pass the exam out of 1000. Now, the opportunity. So in SCCM, there are, as per the statistic, SCCM holds 39% of market share as a deployment tool. SCCM is a deployment tool or the enterprise device management, right? So there are other tools available in the market, but not as good as SCCM in terms of shares, what SCCM has. So almost all big companies are using SCCM. So if somebody is using SCCM, they also need a SCCM administrator, right? So that's the reason there are a lot of opportunities all over the globe for SCCM administrator. As per the statistic, SCCM administrators are earning somewhere around $45 per hour, okay, in different countries. There are a lot of opportunities on Indeed and Dice website. These are the two leading job portal in US and Canada. So that's related to the opportunities. Now the training duration. The training duration is going to be 35 to 40 hours maximum, and every day 1.5 hours session, and Monday to Friday. But that all depends on you guys and your convenience and my convenience, and based on that we will be conducting the session. Now in SCCM there are 3 sites: central, primary, and secondary. So I'll be discussing more about it in details from tomorrow onwards, when we will be conducting the full-fledged training. Okay, so central is capable enough to handle 400,000 devices. Primary is capable enough to handle 100,000 devices. Secondary is capable enough to handle 5,000 devices. Okay, I'll let you know why these things are used and when you need to use these sites. Then we have site roles in SCCM. There are multiple roles available, like management point, distribution point, fallback status point. Every role has its feature and functionality. Based on the requirement, you install the roles on SCCM site server. Reporting services point, endpoint protection, SMS provider. These are the roles available. Now, these are the hierarchy in SCCM. Suppose you have one building. In that one building, you have 50,000 devices. For example, in Houston, you just would need one standalone primary site, and that standalone primary site will be capable enough to manage the devices in that building. But let's say if the devices, let's say you have expanded your business and you have head office in Houston but branch office in couple of locations like Seattle and Boston. To manage the devices in Seattle and Boston, you need secondary site. So it's primary plus secondary. So the second picture is for showing primary plus secondary. The third picture is for very big companies, let's say TCS or IBM, wherein the number of devices is more than 100,000, and it is having more than one primary site. So you need a central administration site. So central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, then primary, then secondary. So the last diagram is for the big company, where the number of devices is more than 100,000, plus if the number of primary site is more than 1. So that is implemented when those criteria is met. Central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, then primary, then secondary. Now, why we need SCCM? what all basic things SCCM can do, right? So basically, SCCM is capable enough to do these stuff: application, asset management. Sorry. So suppose you have thousands and thousands of devices, and you wanna have the hardware and software inventory of those devices. You don't need any other tool to get those details. SCCM is capable to capture those details and put it in the database. So as and when you need those details, you can query the database and get the details there. Asset intelligence. Um, in SCCM, you can have asset intelligence. Asset intelligence, basically what it does, it categorizes the application and give you the data that which application belong to which category, like Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, UC browser. These all belong to browser family, right? Similarly, the categorization will be done through SCCM for thousands and thousands of applications, and it will be available to you. Software metering. Using SCCM, you can meter the usage of application. Normally, it is done for licensed application um, to check the usage, whether people are using the application or they are just you know, the application is just lying in their computer and it is just wasting the license. So for licensed application, we create software metering. Remote management through SCCM, you can do screen sharing like what we are doing at the moment. I'm sharing my screen with you guys. So using SCCM, that is also possible. So you can do remote management. Then deployment. SCCM is basically a deployment tool. So deployment is the major functionality of SCCM. So through SCCM, you can deploy applications, patches, operating system. You can also manage the content. Okay. Then it comes compliance. So using SCCM, you can find out you can evaluate the compliance check of the target devices, whether target devices are compliant or non-compliant. Okay. That the SCCM agent will evaluate each and every computer and send the data back to the server about the compliance. Okay. Then power management. Suppose after 7 o'clock in the evening, nobody is available in the office, and you want to turn off the monitors, so or turn off the computers or put the computers in sleep or hibernate mode. Those are possible through SCCM. Then client health. SCCM Is my voice clear? Okay.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, please. Is my voice clear now?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So client health. So in SCCM, you get the dashboard of all active and inactive client, and you can start troubleshooting on inactive ones. And reporting, you have the reporting feature in SCCM to get the reports in your Excel, PDF, or Word document. Then using SCCM, you can monitor the components of SCCM like distribution point or the management point or the database, whether everything is all okay or you are getting some warning message or critical message. All can be done through monitoring. Then role-based administration. Suppose if somebody joined your team and he is good with patching, so I'll give patching role to that guy. If somebody joined the team and he is good with application deployment, so we will give application deployment role to that guy. So that guy will not have access to any other thing in SCCM. That's how you can secure the access as well. Then NAP, network access protection. So this is again a good functionality of SCCM. Suppose my computer is very outdated. It does not have the recent patches installed. So when I connect it to the network, SCCM first evaluate whether this computer is eligible enough to talk to another computer or not on the network. If it finds if it's a vulnerable computer, non-compliant, then SCCM will seize the network of that device and put it in a different restricted LAN network so that that device cannot talk to any other devices, just to reduce the risk. So network access protection is one of the good features in SCCM. Then endpoint protection. Using SCCM, you can deploy antivirus. So you don't need to purchase a third-party application like Symantec or Norton. You can have this endpoint deployed, and that antivirus will scan the computers and it will catch the virus and malware and kill them all. So these are the basic functionalities plus mobile device management. You can manage mobiles through SCCM, and to do that you need Intune. Intune is one of the Office 365 components. So you can integrate Intune in SCCM, and mobile device can be managed as well. So these are the basic functionalities of SCCM. Then we'll talk about the lab, how we can set up our lab. So there are two types of lab setup, what we normally do. Um, first, uh, the lab which I recommend, and that is available for 6 months. So that is going to be local lab. For this local lab, you need at least quad core processor and minimum 12 GB of RAM memory and 300 gigabyte of hard disk. So if anyone has this kind of setup in your laptop or desktop, um, we can do a local lab setup, okay, wherein we will have 4 virtual machines. So 3 servers and one client computer. Okay, like I have on my computer, I have this Oracle VirtualBox. So this helps you to create your virtual machines, or you can install Hyper-V or um, VMware. Those are virtualization technology. Anything you can take it to create virtual machines on your host computer. So the lab can be just like this. We'll have a domain controller and a database and SCCM, and then Windows 7 or Windows 10 computer. All will be joined on the same LAN network, and then we can do all the practical on local lab. In case if you don't have this kind of setup, then we can. The second one is cloud lab setup. Okay, wherein you don't have to worry about the cross processor and RAM or anything. It is readily available there. We'll be having the same type of this thing. 4 virtual computers will be creating 3 servers and 1 computer, 1 client computer. Also, will create 2 more computers in different data center. Okay, for the secondary site purpose. I'll just take you to my lab. So let me go to portal.azure.com is the let me take my username and password. So this is going to be Sccm training 1 at outlook.com. Password is going to be HEHAV23. So I just logged into Azure portal and we'll be setting up all our Sccm lab on this portal. But I recommend the local one because you have 6 months of the you can access the servers and all. After 6 months, it will be it will go in read-only mode. But in Azure, you have only 30 days, okay? Because in 30 days, you get 13,300 credit, the free trial one, and you have to utilize those credit in the first 30 days. And after that, it will not be available or you will have to pay for it. So I recommend that one. So you see, I have a domain, database, and SCCM and site server. These are the 4 servers running in East US data center. Then I'll have a couple of computers. One, this is going to be the secondary site, and it is in Central US. And Windows 10 will be also there in a different data center altogether. So we'll be doing connecting to all the computers and doing the practical, and we'll perform all the steps like application deployment, patching, and operating system deployment and all. Clear, guys? Any questions so far? Anyone? No one? All good? Jaswinder? Joy? Alekha?
Yes, I'm good.
You guys can hear me? Okay. So if you guys okay with this time, we will do the same time. If not, then probably we'll have to, look for a different time where everyone is comfortable, and then we can start the session from tomorrow onwards. Is the time good for everyone? 6 a.m. in the morning. That is going to be 8:30 p.m. EST.
I'm good.
Uh, I'm sorry, but can we make it to like 9:30 p.m. EST? Sometimes I have classes like till 9 o'clock. So by the time I reach home, it will be 9:30. Even today, like I'm still on my way home and I'm still connected in the phone. So it kind of disturbs me to listen to the class. So if there is no problem for others, can we shift the class to 9:30 p.m. EST?
Okay, fine. We can do that. If everyone is okay with it. Joy, is that good? Mohan, Pradeep. Okay, guys. So anyone has any question in terms of the training module and the lab setup and the course content?
Yeah, regarding lab setup, are we supposed to create our own demo account on Azure or free
Yes,
trial account?
everyone has to do it. If your local computer is not capable enough to handle the load of the servers,
Yeah, because
then
this
you
is a
go on cloud.
laptop that I have, and I don't think I will be having an access to install anything on it.
Okay, then you will have to go on cloud on Microsoft Azure portal.
Sure.
Anyone has any other question before we wrap it up? Okay, guys. So if you don't have any further question, we'll wrap it up now, and we'll start the full-fledged training from tomorrow onwards. Clear?
Tomorrow it will be 7 a.m. Indian time or 6:30 a.m.
Is everyone okay with 7 a.m.? Then 7 a.m.
So there's no problem.
And Joy is
Yeah, I don't
9:30.
mind.
Okay.
I don't mind, Kashif. Whenever everybody agrees, as long as it's in the evening, I could adjust. It's okay.
Okay. Fine. I'll be creating a WhatsApp group, okay, wherein all the people will be available, and we can discuss all the timing and all. Okay. Hopefully, either 6 or 7. I'll confirm on the WhatsApp or on email before the tomorrow's session. Okay.
Fine.
Sure.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining. I hope the session was informative. We'll meet again. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.